In 5 weeks' time, of course, we have a general election coming up, and I just wondered what some of you would ask the next Prime Minister in terms of skills, the digital and the future. What would be the one thing that they should really consider to help the sector going forward? Would anybody like to take that on? Terry, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's quite an incredible question, and there's probably a huge number of things that you could ask. Thinking about where we are in terms of highways, there's a lot of investment going on at the moment in terms of maximising the use of the infrastructure that we've got. In tandem with that, I don't think probably enough has been done to encourage and promote some of the technology that we have in terms of how we go about our daily working lives and exploiting that to maximum use. So, first of all, do we need to make that journey? Is there other ways and means of doing that? And I think that to bring that back to sort of skills and things and encouraging the next generation of people in the industry, I think having that, making that attractive in terms of work-life balance to people. That they don't want to be stuck on the motorway for 2 hours, stuck in traffic in their job. I think in some way asking the government to take more of an active role in encouraging across the country, encouraging companies to make use of the technology and things that we've got to help encourage that.
Thank you. And Tina or Sharon, do we have any thoughts about the next PM and what you would ask them?
Sorry, I've been asked to stand over here because of the mic. I would just say that we need to educate our educators about the fantastic opportunities, to make sure that the schools are well informed of all the opportunities that we have, the UTCs, the specialist training centres we have, the construction hubs that are all available for training now. I think that some of our post-16 don't get all the opportunities promoted to them, so I would think that is one of the key things we need to do.
Just to add to that, I think it's a really key area for us to focus on is careers advice, and we've got a session in the morning tomorrow with a number of careers advisors coming in to the Highways England Theatre that we're talking to about the sector and how they can promote the sector. And I think getting to those careers advisors is a really good way to influence the choices that people are making to either be attracted to the sector or not. But at the moment, they're not necessarily getting that full story.
Yes, I'll have my 2 cents. I think the biggest ask we could ask of the government at the moment is to just make decisions. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment, there's lack of direction, and at the moment any decision, I think, would be really helpful for the industry going forward.
Very good, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions from the floor, please? Don't be shy. Anybody would like to ask a question of the panel? Maybe I'll just ask one further question then before we wrap up. We're coming to the end of 2019, and of course we're coming to a new decade. I just wondered, what are your predictions going forwards for skills, for diversity, for training, whether we're going to see a great period to 2030 or whether we're going to see much of the same as we have over the last 10 years?
Should I start? I've got the mic? Yeah. So I'm optimistic. Obviously, I've already outlined what I think, but man, I hope it gets better. We've got 10 years to make it better.
Thank you.
I'd echo that optimism. I think there's going to be a lot of investment in skills over the next 10 years. I think there's a need for us to adapt and be very flexible as a sector and as employees within that sector. And I think one of the things that I worry about is that we typecast people by generations and we think about their learning needs by the year that they were born, which I think is the most ridiculous thing to do ever. We all have very complex brains up here, and we all learn in different ways. So understand individuals in your businesses, I think, is going to be a key factor over the next 10 years. Personalise the learning so that individuals can maximise it. And some of the technology that's already being used is really useful to us in terms of that ability to personalise the learning experiences to different learning types and learners. So I'd really encourage us to think about individuals and their needs rather than clustering groups of people as if they're all the same.
Thank you. I think there's obviously a lot of negativity generally around at the minute, I think, in the country, but I think going forward there's real reasons to be optimistic. That just with technology and everything else that's coming, it's a really exciting time to be in this industry, and I think, definitely optimistic as we go forward.
Fantastic. And Sharon.
I'd just like to say I think there's been a lot of investment put into lots of training centres, not only just for hands-on skills, but to do with the digital sector as well. So I think if we promote those opportunities and people take advantage of them, I think everybody is going to benefit.
Thank you so much. Well, on behalf of everybody here, thank you so much for our panel, to Tina, to Terry, to Sharon and to Ted. Thank you all for coming. Can we thank the speakers in the time-honoured way, please? Thank you.